Welcome back, students. This lecture is for class 7, chapter number 13, time and motion. Okay, yesterday we have seen that measuring time, a short history. After that, we went through accurate measurement of time, the simple pendulum and the pendulum clock. After that, we have seen various types of clocks, right? Like candle clock, water clock, sand clock, sundial, etc. Then we have ended our session with modern clocks and watches. In that we have seen that nowadays they use quartz crystal for time measurement, right? Then we went through the fill-ups. Today we will start with the topic speed. Okay, now basically all living things in our day-to-day life perform some displacement, or they travel from one place to another to perform some work, right? Every day we travel from one place to another, that is from our home to our school, then tuitions, etc. So we travel somewhere or the other for our some work. Okay, but now this displacement or this traveling should be with respect to time, right? Means if we are going from home to class, right? So what we will say, to go from home to class, some you or anyone will require 10 minutes. Okay, so distances of 10 minutes means what we are comparing it with time, and that comparison is known as speed. Means distance travel with respect to time is called as speed. Okay, so what they have said, all living things move from one place to another in search of food, shelter, and so on. Means what, we all move from one place to another for any of the purpose. Like in olden days they used to travel for in search of food, shelter, and so on, but nowadays we go for school, classes, jobs, etc. Right? Now if all living beings means everyone travel from one place to another. Next, the rate. Now the rate at which something move is called speed. Now what they are saying, the rate at which something move is called speed, and speed is a physical quantity. Means what, speed is a physical quantity. Why physical quantity? Because it can be calculated. Yesterday only we have seen that the quantities which can be calculated are known as physical quantities, right? So speed is also a physical quantity. Why? Because we can calculate the speed. We can calculate that to travel from place A to place B we require so and so time. So that comparison or that calculation is known as speed. Okay, so as I said, speed is the distance moved by a body in a unit of time. Means distance traveled per unit time. Okay, so speed is distance travel upon time taken. Means how can we calculate the speed? For example, to go 1 kilometer we require 10 minutes. Okay, so to travel 1 kilometer means what? We can say that it is 1 kilometer and time taken is 10 minutes. So I can say that the speed is 1 kilometer per 10 minutes. Or for car we say that, like for vehicles we use per hour, right? For vehicles, for example, to go from Mumbai to Nasik, it takes 3 hours. So what we say, if the distance is 200 kilometers, right? If the distance is 200 kilometers, so what we say, it requires 200 kilometer per 3 hours. Means in 1 hour how much does it take to travel to travel for 1 hour? For 1 hour it will be 200 divided by 3, right? 200 divided by 3. So that will be our answer. Now this so the formula for speed is very simple. Distance traveled by upon time taken. That is, we say that kilometer per hour. Unit of distance is kilometer and time is hour. So kilometer per hour. So we can say that speed is S, which is equal to distance travel, that is D, and time taken is T. So speed is D upon T. Next, train, buses and cars normally do not move with a constant speed. They slow down, speed up and sometimes stop during their journey. Therefore, to determine how fast vehicles move, the average speed is calculated. Now, if we are going like for 10 kilometers, right? If you are traveling for 10 kilometers. So while traveling 10 kilometers, it is not necessary that the car or the bus will travel at constant speed, right? Means what? If you get traffic, your speed decreases. If you get clear road, your speed increases. Or if you get tired, you take some break. So that speed doesn't remains constant. So what they said, keep while going to a journey, the speed does not remains the same means constant, right? The speed is not constant. Therefore the average speed is total distance traveled upon total time taken. So therefore, to calculate the average, how we will calculate the average? Average means total distance upon total time. Okay, so average speed is total distance traveled upon total time taken. Now for that they have given one example in which if we travel from Chennai to Calcutta by the Coromandel Express, we cover almost 1664 km in about 26 hours. Calculate the average speed. Now for that, the average speed of travel is, for average speed the formula is, again for average speed the formula is total distance traveled upon total time taken, right? So we will write the formula as it is. Average speed is total distance traveled upon total time taken. Okay, so what is the total distance traveled for from Chennai to Kolkata? It is 1664, right? 1664, this is our distance. Then they said total time taken. How much time? Total time is 26 hours. So we will write 26 here. Now 1664 divided by 26. So the answer is 64 kilometer per hour, right? If we divide 1664 by 26, so divide it. So you will get 2 1s are 2, 3s are 6, 2 8s are 16, 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4. Now we will divide it by 13. Okay, so divided by 13. So 13 1s are 13, 13 6 are 78, remaining is 5. So 52, we'll get 52 here. So 13 4s are 52. So answer is 64 kilometer per hour. Okay, now we will see to it later. After that, example number 2, a car travels a distance of 75 km in 2 hours at a uniform speed. Express its speed in kilometer per hour and meter per second. Now again, meter per second, it is which unit? It is SI unit, right? This is in SI unit and this is normal speed which we calculate in our day-to-day life, that is kilometer per hour. So first we will calculate it in kilometer per hour. Why? Because the given quantities are already in kilometer and hour. So we will calculate it in kilometer and hour. Later then we will convert it into meter per second. For that, distance D is 75 kilometers, T is 2 hours. Okay, so speed is S is D by T. Now what is D? D is 75 kilometer and T is 2 hours. So we can say that after dividing this we will get 37.5 kilometer per hour. So in kilometer per hour the speed is 37.5. Later then we have to convert this in meter per second, right? In meters per second. So as we know, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter and 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds, right? 1 hour is 3600 seconds. How? 1 hour comprises of how many minutes? 60 minutes, and 60 minutes into 60 seconds. So it becomes 3600 seconds. So 1 kilometer is 1000 meter and 1 hour is 3600 seconds. So to convert this, what we will do, we are having this quantities in kilometer and hour. So we are having we will take this one only. Okay, it's better to convert this. So this is 75 kilometer. We have to convert it into meter. So it will become, so we are having 75 kilometers. So 75 into 1000 meter. Next is we are having time is 2 hour, right? Time is 2 hour. So 2 into 3600, it will become seconds. So when it comes to 75 upon 2, so we will multiply this by 1000 and this by 3600. So after calculating this, what we will get is our answer. So this is meter and this is second. Okay, so calculate this. This will get cancel out. 2 ones are 2, 5s are 10. Okay, and after calculating this, we will get the 10.4 meter per second. So this is our answer. You understood how to calculate kilometer in meters and hours in second. Remember this quantity. 1 kilometer is 1000 meter and 1 hour is 3600 seconds. So what we will get, 75 kilometer will become 75 into 1000 meters, and whereas hour will become this 2 hour will become 2 into 3600 seconds. Then divide this, you will get the answer, that is meter per second. The next example is the example number 3. A train runs at a speed of 60 km per hour. How long it will take to cover a distance of 240 km? Means in per hour it runs 60 kilometers. So for 240 km, how long it will take? So for that, what we will do now, speed is 60 km per hour and distance is given, that is 240 km. So what we have to calculate is time, right? In this sum, what we have to calculate is time. So formula is S is D by T. So we have to calculate T. So first we will substitute the value. In place of S, we will write 60. In place of D, we will write 240 divided by T. Okay, so how the calculation will go? See, S is equal to D by T. Okay, S is equal to D by T. Now what is the speed? Speed is 60, distance is 240, and we have to calculate time. Now what will happen? We can take this T here. If T will come here, what will happen? 60, this is here, it is divisible, here it will become multiplication. So 60 into T is equal to 240. Now this 60 will go here, here it is in multiplication form here. So after going here, it will become divide. So T is equal to 240 upon 60. Now 0 0 cancel, 6 1s are 6, 4s are 24. So T is equal to 4. Now as speed is given as 60, they have given S is equal to 60 km per hour, means our time is in hour. So it is T is equal to 4 hour. T is equal to 4 hour. Okay. Yeah. Now after this, there is a plotting of graph. For that, first we will see, observe the speedometer in a scooter or car. It shows the speed of the vehicle in kilometer per hour at any point in time. The odometer in the vehicle shows the distance traveled in kilometers. This reading is often shown within the speedometer itself. Now, as you know, there is always a speedometer in the vehicle. Let it be two-wheeler or let it be four-wheeler. What does this speedometer indicates? The speed of the vehicle. Means whenever you are traveling, if you look at the speedometer, you will come to know that your vehicle is going by which speed. Okay, so the speedometer indicates speed of the vehicle. Now for that, they have taken certain observations of a scooter. Okay, so they have taken certain observations of a scooter. So for scooter, the odometer reading is at 10 AM when the scooter is at rest. Means in morning when the scooter is at rest, the total distance traveled by the scooter till that day is 5030 kilometers. Okay, means when the scooter is at rest in morning, the distance traveled by the vehicle is shown, that is till that date. Okay, so it is 5030. At 10:05 AM when the scooter is running on the road at after 5 minutes, means 5 minutes means after 5 minutes from 10 a.m. the speed, the odometer reading become 5033, right? Earlier it was 5030, now it became 5033. And how much distance is it traveled? It was 3 kilometer. How we came to know 30 kilometer? Because we can see the difference between 5033 and 5030. So the difference is 3 kilometers. So hence they have given 3 kilometer. After 5 minutes, again after, now it is 10:05. After 5 minutes means after 10 at 10 a.m. the odometer reading was 5036, right? Now again from 33 to 36 it is 3 kilometers. So distance is 3 kilometer. At 10:15 it became 5039, means again 36 and 39 difference is 3. At 10:20 542 and it is 3 kilometers. At 10:25 it is 5045, that is 3 kilometers. At 10:30 it becomes 5048, that is 3 kilometers. Means after 5 minutes the interval is of 3 kilometers. So it can be seen that the scooter travels 3 kilometer every 5 minutes, right? We have seen that after every 5 minutes the scooter is traveling 3 kilometers. Since the distance traveled by the scooter every 5 minutes is the same, so the distance travel is same, right? That is 3 kilometers. So it is in uniform motion. Hence we can say that the scooter is in uniform motion, means the speed of the scooter is same or it is constant. So its speed remains constant throughout the journey. Now the scooter speed is, as it is constant, so we can calculate the average speed. So the scooter speed is 3 kilometer per 5 minutes. 3 kilometer per 5 minutes. So to calculate this, what we will do, convert the minutes into hour, right? Convert the minutes into hour. So to convert the minutes into hour, what we will do, we will just what we can say, just take 3/5 into kilometer per minutes. After converting, what we get, 36 kilometer per hour. What we will get, 36 kilometers per hour. Now let us now plot the distance and time. So take a sheet of graph. Now if we construct the tabular graphical form of the table, means if we construct the graph of this table, what will happen? For that, what we have to do is, what they have said, take a sheet of graph paper and draw the x-axis and y-axis perpendicular to each other. So here is our graph. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So x-axis is perpendicular to y-axis. Now the x-axis is perpendicular to y-axis. Now time is represented on the x-axis and distance on the y. So we will plot time and here we will plot distance. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Time is on x-axis, distance is on y-axis, right? Next, a suitable scale has to be decided on before working on the graph. In this case, let us take 1 centimeter as 5 units, 5 minutes. Okay, so now in time we can see that the interval is constant, that is of 5 minutes. Here it is 10 a.m. here it is 10:05, means difference is 5 minutes. After again 5 minutes it become 10:10, means the distance the interval is constant, that is 5 minutes. So here we will again take 1 centimeter is equal to 5 minutes. Now on graph paper, as you know, on graph paper there are blocks, right? There are blocks, like these are blocks on the graph paper which has very small lines, and those lines are 10 lines. These small lines are 10 lines in each blocks. Okay, so these are 10 lines in each blocks, and this 10 lines comprises of 1 centimeter, means from here to here the distance is 1 centimeter. So we will say that 1 centimeter is equal to 5 minutes. So we have taken this, the distance is 1 centimeter is equal to 5 minutes on the graph paper. Okay, so here as you can see, 1 centimeter is 5 minutes. But on y-axis is the kilometers, right? Y-axis is kilometers, x-axis is distance, this is x-axis, and y-axis is time. Okay, so this is time. So what we have to do is, this is distance and this is time. For that, the distance interval is, one second, yeah, the distance interval is, okay. So here we are plotting the graph, and the graph is as it is said. So the graph is of x-axis and y-axis. This is of x-axis and y-axis. The y-axis is perpendicular to the x-axis. Now on x-axis we are plotting, let us take 1 cm on x-axis, means here it is time. Here it is time on the x-axis, and distance on y-axis. So this is time and this is distance. Now as I said, there is a block which is of 1 centimeter, right? Again second block is 1 centimeter, means this will become 2 centimeter, this will become 3, this will become 4, 5, and so on. Similarly for vertical also, this will become 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on. Okay, so this is distance and this is time. Now for 1 centimeter, that is for time, the interval we have taken is 5 minutes, right? Our time is changing by 5 minutes. So for time, the distance or the interval will be, it will be 0, 5. After 5, 5 intervals means, this is the after 0, 5 intervals means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it becomes 5. After 5 intervals means 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it will become 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, till it is 30 minutes, right? This is till 30 minutes. So we will take till 30 minutes. So this will become 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and this is 30. Okay, so this is our time. Next interval is of distance, right? Next interval is of distance, and for distance we will take 3 centimeters, right? One means that will be 3. So this is 3. After 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and this last one is 18. Okay, so this is our scale. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. Okay, now what will happen? Let's plot the graph. Now when we will plot the graph, initially at 0 it is 0, right? Initially it is at 0, it is 0. So 0 will become here, 0 at 0. Next, now this is our time is our x-axis, right? So this is our x-axis and this distance is our y-axis. So this is x and this is y. Now for that, what will happen? At 10 AM it is at 0, right? This is 0. At 10:05 it is 3. At 10:05 it is 3, means after 5 minutes it is at 3. So 5 minutes it is at 3. After 5 minutes it comes 10 minutes. At 10 minutes it is at 6, right? You can see this 6. So at 10 minutes this is at 6. So after 10 minutes this is at 6. Okay, so this 10 corresponds to 6. After 10, 15, 9. 15 and 9. So 15 and 9. So you can see this 15 and this 9. So this is 9. At 20 it is 12, means after 9 it comes 12, right? 39 and 12. So this will become 20 and 12. After 25 it will become 15. At 30 it will become 18. So you can see that if we will join this line, you can see that it is constantly rising, means what the speed is, this point is here. Means what? The speed is constantly rising. Means what? Here in your textbook it is given. So you can see that at 5 it was 3, at 10 it was 6, at 15 it was 9, at 20 it was 12, and at 25 it was 15, and at 30 it was 18. Means the speed was rising constantly. So the scooter in every 5 minutes is not the same. It is this is for second one. At in our initial condition, what we have seen, that the speed is constant throughout the journey. Means what? The speed is constant throughout the journey. Have you understood this graph? There is also a second graph, but we will see it in the next lecture because it may cause confusion to you. Okay, so in next lecture we will go for second graph and our objectives like fill-ups and other exercise. Okay, so today we will stop here and just we will go through what we have done or seen today. First we have seen what is speed. Speed means distance travel with respect to time. So the formula for speed is distance travel divided by time, and for that the formula is S is d by t, and for average speed will be total distance upon total time. Okay, now if we travel from Chennai to Kolkata by Coromandel Express, in this example we have calculated the speed, again substituting the values in the same formula. All the three examples are same. Means in what we have to just resubstitute the values in the formulas and we will get the answer. After that we have done plotting of graph, in which we have seen the speed is constant with respect to time. Okay, thank you.